Hello viewers. Well, Screamer was announced from Milestone a few months ago, and I thought I'd catch up on some of the activity and content surrounding it. It's one I've sort of been missing so far during my time out. Screamer, it's originally it was an arcade action racing game released in the mid-90s. I remember selling it when I worked in the game shop back in the day, and I know several of the developers who worked on the game. It was a big deal. It was a big deal for PC gamers, a nice fun arcade action game. I have to admit, for me at the time, I wasn't as impressed with it because I looked at 94, you had say Need for Speed, and called late 94 you had Ridge Racer, and by 95 you had Wipeout and Destruction Derby and a whole manner of other racing titles. The Screamer at the time looked a little bit rough and ready in comparison, but it was a fun action driving game for the PC. I guess it's one of those few times in life where consoles outperformed PCs, because we didn't have the graphics cards that we have today, and the graphics cards were really what moved things apart. But I digress. It was a fun action arcade game, so I think with news of a new Screamer game coming and the original team coming back 30 years later to be behind it, it was a big deal. Milestone have put some investment into it, and I was looking forward to seeing it. Let's take a look at one of the more recent trailers, see what it's all about.
Gabriel.
Dit is 7. Ik dacht dat je wilde racen.
Finally.
Hello? We're here for the tournament.
So lots of action, anime vibe, nice artistic approach. I think the first thing that strikes me is this sort of big wide road. You've got this really nice detailed environment, and then you've got this sort of flat wide road, which is the main playground to it. It's very different to the game I was expecting. I was expecting more of an traditional arcade racer, rather than something this abstract in terms of ideas. I see the cars driving, and I think that's a very unusual driving style. Let's learn about that style. The style itself is a twin stick and very similar to Inertial Drift, which I covered a few years ago. And that worked really well as an indie game. It was unique, it was different, it had that sort of Ridge Racer vibe, it looked nice on what it was, the Stage 3 city circuit, and some of the drifts felt very satisfying to pull off when you got it right. So I have a rough idea on the handling and how that handling works. When I see it applied to a game like this, I do have some concerns. I assume that means, well, you can't use a steering wheel then. So it's just, again, I mentioned this last year, we had the twin stick control on the off-road monster truck game, and I miss not being able to use my wheel and perhaps control a wheel with a control pad, something like that, whatever. It really is something where you just want to use your wheel and just have some fun and have a drive. So they've gone for something quite abstract in terms of the handling. Can't say I'm entirely sold on it. I've watched the developers playing it, and I've seen them all over the dirt and just all over the road. The dirt wasn't slowing the car down. It didn't appear to be. There didn't seem to be a perfect line linking things together where I say, wow, look at those link skills, that's amazing, getting through gates, or having a car move around in some magical way. It looked like players were all over the road. So I think that at the moment I'm sort of, it seems like a fun little game, but not necessarily what I was expecting to see of a new Screamer game. And I don't know how Screamer fans are going to feel about that, coming back to it and seeing the completely different style. I like innovation, but not innovation for innovation's sake. So at the moment I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I'm interested to see the concept. Hasn't initially grabbed me right away, but we'll wait and see. One thing I do like is the art style. Now, something that doesn't come across in Milestone videos, and I've said this before, is they upload their videos at 30 FPS, and they should be showing this gameplay at 60, because at 60 is transformative. It looks so much better at 60 FPS. So, unfortunately, I don't have any much in the way of 60 FPS footage to work with, so there's not much I can show you other than what they've provided to the public in terms of the videos online. When you look at some of the city, there's a city environment, it's designed sort of on an anime aesthetic. It looks great. The cars look stunning. I love it when games developers design their own cars rather than using real cars. It's something, an art which I feel has been lost, where everybody wants the same manufacturers in every single game now. No, give me something new, give me something different. And I like that with cars. I think the cities and the environments look great. I like the way there's an anime story behind it. Really nice animation. I think this will add a lot in terms of the character. I talk about this a lot in racing, where I say, when people say to me it's just cars going in circles, and I say, well, it's not cars, it's I know that driver, and I know by the way they're driving whether they're comfortable in the car or not. I can tell how they're feeling just by the body language of the car quite often. So you get involved with the politics of the drivers and the rivalries, and then the politics behind the scenes, and things matter. You know when it matters and how it matters to each driver. The driver at the front trying to win the championship, the driver at the back trying to hold on to his drive and his career. You've got all this going on, and you've got this maelstrom of team principals and sponsors behind the scenes. So in terms of an anime cartoon aesthetic, I like that. I think it could add a lot of drama to make the races matter, depending on how it's integrated. So there's a lot there that's really interesting. I like the art style. I like the visuals. I like some of the ideas behind it. As for the gameplay itself, the jury's out. I couldn't really judge anything from what I've seen so far. And the imperfections in the gameplay I've seen in terms of from the players doesn't really show me how optimum play works. It doesn't show me where it all comes together yet, and perhaps a starting car and an ending car and how you work your way up. There's a lot of areas to explore. The sad part is, as a gamer watching this, I can see how things could have been done much better, but there you go. I'm not the one making the game. But either way, I look forward to seeing more of it in the future. Hopefully a hands-on one day. If Milestone ever let me have a hands-on their games again, I will test it and give you guys my feedback on it so far. But suffice to say, it's an interesting concept. Not entirely sold, but I look forward to seeing the final product and seeing where they go with it. That's it for this video. Do like and subscribe. It supports what I do. I really do appreciate it. Do comment. Do let me know your feelings. What do you think of Screamer so far? Is it what you're expecting it to be? Do you think it looks amazing? Why do you think it looks amazing? What do you think of the gameplay and the innovation? Let me know your feelings in the comments. Love to get all of that. It's just one of those games that could be a real hit and miss. It's going to be very interesting. This is an interesting one, but I just have my concerns. That I will just say that. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.